What's up, everybody out there in render world, television land, and those internets out there? I've been down a rabbit hole that I just could not stop going down, and it all started from a project that I was working on the other day, and it was me building a spaceship and me building up somebody in the spaceship, and I was using a metahuman, and I said to myself, I wonder if you can put clothes on a metahuman, because up until I met with Meta Taylor, and I'm gonna tell you about Meta Taylor, I did not think you can put clothes on metahumans, to be honest with you, because I was way behind. Like I said, I just started using Unreal Engine like about, what, 6 to 8 months ago. So I'm still learning new things all the time, and I'm incorporating all these different programs that I'm using: Maya, Unreal Engine, now MetaTailor, and a few other programs. So it takes a long time to learn these programs properly and thoroughly. So let's get to the point. I want to give my take on MetaTailor and just talk about MetaTailor, because I think this is an awesome app, program, whatever you want to call it. You can actually put clothes on metahumans, and up until now, yes, I'm late to the game. They've been out for a while, but I am here and we're talking about it right now, and this is my little small overview or review about MetaTailor. Now, let me tell you how all this started. This is MetaTailor's website, but this guy right here, Virtual Production Insider, he was the first person who told me about he was the first person that told me about MetaTailor, and I didn't know that MetaTailor existed until I saw his video. And then I watched his video all the way from beginning to end several times, and I watched a couple of his different videos. So I would highly recommend it if you want to learn anything about MetaTailor or anything about Unreal Engine. Go to Virtual Production Insider, because I mean, look what he's taught me, and he sent me down a rabbit hole. And now, on top of that, he had a discount code in there where they'll give you the pro version of MetaTailor for $10 for the month, so you can try it out. So I said, you know what? Let me take my $10. I had $10 in my Cash App, so I just said, you know what? Let me put it down for MetaTailor. And I've been in MetaTailor ever since, to be honest with you. So, MetaTailor, you can take clothes, you can take objects, you can take meshes, and you can conform them to your character. We'll talk about the pricing later. So I'm in MetaTailor. Let me just see if I can find it right now. So this is where I've been for the past 2 weeks and some change, every single day. Oh yeah, let me give a shout out to somebody else. MetaTailor, of course. This guy right here, who always does all the live streams. This guy is amazing. Every Saturday he does a live stream, and he takes questions, answers, all that kind of stuff, and he tells you how to use MetaTailor and get you started. So I've probably watched most of his videos several times, so I'm kind of familiar with MetaTailor. So I wanted to give props to that. Excuse me. So yeah, so I've been playing around with MetaTailor, and I want to utilize the full month of this like pro version for $10. All right, so good. So let's start off first. You know what? I had a Jedi that I was working on, but let's go over some of the outfits that I put together. Now, my review of MetaTailor, I think it's like online based. It's almost like MetaHuman Creator, how it's online based, and then you can download from the online base to your computer. All right, good. Finally loaded. All right, so this is the very first outfit that I put together. These pants I found on Fab's Marketplace, and I just downloaded that for $5. These shoes over here I found on Sketchfab for free, and it was actually usable on the spot, so I was very glad that I got that. And this sweater here I got on Sketchfab for free, so I figured I'd mess around with some of the free items first on Sketchfab to see if I can get my feet wet on how to use the program. And I said I'm going to challenge myself to take different outfits and see if I can take them off of different characters and place them on my metahuman. So I mean, sometimes it takes a while to load. I don't know, I guess because of traffic or server, or because of my VPN. I turned off my VPN because I noticed when I turn my VPN off, it loads a little faster, so that may be slowing that down too. So I figured to myself I would take my metahuman and I will put it in a bunch of outfits and see how they fit. Now these outfits look good. I'm still learning how to use MetaTailor, so it's been about it's been about 2 weeks now, and I've been using it every single day, and I'm getting familiar with it. And I'm now learning how to put physics on the back of it. As you can see, Homelander's cape, or as this case, this guy outside takeoff, the opposite of Homelander, because home is home and you're outside, and Lander be landing and his guy takeoff. It's a long story how I made that name up, but you know, it's hilarious. So when I test out the physics, sometimes it's a little wonky, and to be honest with you, that's something that is not really something that some of the physics, when I you know, you look over here, you can see a little bit of pinching. Sometimes you see a little wonkiness with that, but that could be fixed because you can go in here and manually fix all that stuff. But to tell you the truth, I think I'm just going to leave the cape the way it is. Probably remove the cape from Meta and Taylor, because you can remove the cape too. Well, you can hide it or you can remove it. Let me get back into design. It's kind of weird running around the interface, but after a while you'll get used to going around the interface. So I get rid of the cape and I can export this. Now I even took it a step further and I went to Sketchfab and I went to a couple other places, and I just downloaded nothing but a bunch of clothes so I can test it out. A couple of different footwear. I even went in. I even assorted all the folders. I put everything in the different footwear folders. I even put a little thumbnail inside of them, you know, just to test certain things out, like these like this Dragon Ball Z shoe. I realized one thing with using MetaTailor is if you import shoes, I would highly recommend don't importing both of these shoes. Sometimes if they're not in the right position and they're not symmetrical, you're gonna have problems putting it on your character. So get rid of one shoe and then import only one shoe, and then once you fit that shoe correctly, mirror it along the axis. That's what I do. As a matter of fact, instead of me telling you, I can show you if I can find MetaTailor. You know, like this shoe is one shoe. Sorry, this shoe is one shoe that I brought in, and when I click on it, I can mirror the shoe. And then see, so I only brought in one shoe. I put it the way I wanted it to be. Let me see if the stack is a little different. I want the suit inside the pants, so let's see if it changes that. Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that. I already exported that correctly, but now I just mirrored the shoe, and then when I export the shoe, it'll have both shoes mirrored. So that's the best thing about that. If it asks me to save, I won't save any of that. And then I said to myself, let me turn myself into a Dragon Ball Z character. So this is Bardock Mike. Sometimes it takes long to load, sometimes it doesn't. It depends. I guess because so many people are trying to use this program right now, because it's really it's pretty hot on the market. Because now you can take your characters, your metahumans, your Mixamo characters, and you can add clothes to them now. You see, here's one thing I gotta ask: if anybody from this company is looking. You see, here's what I'm doing. Let me just reassign that. You see, several times I've retextured this, and it is no textures on it, and I saved it, and the texture saved, but when I go back in, the textures are no longer there, but I didn't move the textures. So this will look nice. I mean, here's what I did. I did not like Bardock's boots, so I didn't use his boots. These boots are actually from Black Superman. I just used the Black Superman boots. The body is Vegeta's body, and the vest is actually Bardock's vest, and I took his hair. And how I did that, I went into Maya, or you can go into Blender. See, that's what I did. I got rid of Bardock that was in the middle, because if you really look at it, let's see if we can find him. I put him in the full outfits, and there he is right there. Now if you see him, this is how I downloaded it. I got rid of the character. I took his hair out. I removed his hair. I separated it. But the only problem I was having was with the armbands. I couldn't get them to stay on properly. They were acting weird. I imported it as something that's like a non-bendable mesh, and it still didn't work. I think that needs to be worked on more, but I see that MetaTailor is doing a lot of updates all the time, because I'm always watching and seeing what they're doing. So I went there and I took his outfit and I just put it here, and I just separated them each, and then I just exported it, you know, as a separate mesh, and then I just brought it into MetaTailor. See, I didn't like his boots, so I said, all right, I don't have to use his boots or his pants, because his pants was, you know, it was like, I can get away with using another pair of pants and nobody would even know. So if you look at it, oops, I'm sorry. Sometimes it goes and hides right here. If you look at it, I use Vegeta outfit with the Bardock vest and the Bardock hair. It'll look better if the textures are on it. And I use Black Superman's boots, which is hilarious, and you wouldn't even know. Now I have a completely different character, Black Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyajin, as some people will call it. Homelander, like Black Superman. Now we can get to the astronaut in a minute, but the Black Superman, same exact concept. I did the same thing. I went in there. I went on Sketchfab. I found like the Black Superman. Let me see if I can find him. Superman. There he is right here. I usually put a thumbnail in there just so I can see what it looks like. And this is the outfit right here. So this one I didn't have to work too hard for, because whoever modeled this, they made the neck proper. They made the arms missing, so I can just put the arms in there. And the boots came with it. I separated the boots just so I can have it separated. I like to separate everything just so I can have everything separate so I can use it on different characters. And that's what I like about this program here. I've been messing around with it. There's some pros and cons to it, but it's not really that much of a deal breaker. And like I said, I'm going to keep using this program for the next 2 weeks until my $10 pro subscription is over, so I can make my final decision. Because realistically, I'm thinking to myself, should I use this program, MetaTailor, or should I go to Marvelous Designer? Because Marvelous Designer is not like MetaTailor, but it's something like MetaTailor, because I think MetaTailor is exactly what I'm doing. You see how I'm just taking different people's clothes and slapping it on, and full outfits are already ready to go, and you're ready to go. With Marvelous Designer, you have to build your clothes from scratch, but you have so much more options. And I'm kind of like torn between both worlds, because they both around the same price range per month. And to be honest with you, I can only afford one, because I want to get into one of them, but which one is best for me is what I'm trying to figure out. So that's why I said I'm not going to use Marvelous Designer's 2-week trial until I'm finished with this 1-month trial. And then at the end of the 2-week trial of Marvelous Designer, I will make my final decision of which one I want to go with. But right now I've been using this one, MetaTailor, for a while, and I gotta say, man, it's fun to play with. It's a little wonkiness, but when I looked at the stream on Saturday that MetaTailor has, he actually told me how to fix this, and I actually fixed it, and it looked really nice. If you look at Homelander's cape, it looked really nice, so I'm not really mad at that. There's a lot of learning to it. You just got to learn how to prep your models. That's the key thing, is to prep your models, because sometimes you can go on Sketchfab and you can just download like a model and think you can just throw it right into MetaTailor, and I said that's a bad idea. I was doing that, and this outfit right here, this Guardian, I separated his shoes, and I only exported one shoe. Then I did his pants separately, and then I did his outfit as a whole outfit, even the arms. And then I separated the helmet, because the helmet, if he turned left or right, I didn't want this helmet to be linked to the neck bone and then be, conforming through the back of it. I wanted it to be its own separate thing to move. And I was having a little problem with the textures, but I don't really care about that at this point right now. I'm just trying to learn the program before my trial is up. Well, not trial, my pro subscription for the month. All right, let's see if we can get out of here real quick. Sometimes the program freezes, but it does find itself back sometimes. I imported a couple of different pieces in here, some sneakers. I got most of these for free on Sketchfab. You just got to go in there and mess around with it. I think I paid for this sci-fi outfit right here from the Fab store, from the Fab Marketplace. But most of these look familiar if you really look at it. These are just things from Sketchfab that you can get, that you can just do a search for my character-specific look. And I just boots for like different atmospheres, and I was just testing out different things. I changed Vegeta's body, and I put a texture on it, and I saved it. And when I came back, the texture's not there. So MetaTailor, I don't know if that's like a glitch or something. Now Vegeta's boots had the same problem, that didn't have the texture, but then when I reloaded it, Vegeta's boots had the texture on it. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now. But here's a crazy part for me is this astronaut. You see, what I did is that I went into Maya and I broke down that astronaut into several different pieces just so I can have it as different pieces. But that looked like it didn't work out too well for me. I was having so much issues and so much conforming issues, and but it's a good challenge, because I want to know, like, I don't want to do things that's easy. I want to do things that's like difficult, so you could say, oh snap, how did this person do that? Let me look for the astronaut so you can see what I'm talking about. Mercenary, I think it's the mercenary astronaut. This guy right here. Now, here's, you see, here's where I was having trouble. The helmet, no problem. I got that in there, no problem. The bodysuit is where I was having a problem because, as you can see, the gloves are attached to the suit. So when I tried to make the gloves that's already attached to the suit mesh to the hands, that thing looked like a living disaster. And the book bag was conforming to the back because I guess it was attached to the skeleton. So it was like actually morphing while the character was running. So I had to re-import it again and put it as an accessory, but then it was having access issues. So I was like, let me see if I could pull it up to see what I'm talking about, because I think the astronaut is the one I was having the most trouble with. Besides the textures, I didn't even bother doing the textures because it was like looking all wonky. But you see, the hands is where I'm having a problems with. If the hands are attached to the bodysuit, I imported this as a, see, at first I imported it as a full body and it didn't work out. It looked horrible. So what I did is I separated them to different pieces, like the pants, the boots separately. The boots should probably be on the bottom, I think, you know, and then but besides layering, but see, here's what the problem is. This is not supposed to be all the way up here. You know what I mean? Look at that. That just did that for no reason. But that wasn't supposed to be up there. But I realized what I did is that I took this entire book bag that was different parts put together, probably like 10 different parts, and I just exported it as selected and exported it. So I guess it imported it here as separate parts, so it messed it up. But what I did later on is that I made this one whole piece and then I exported it, and then it was able to go into the program. Where's the rest of this guy? Wait a minute, I know I didn't do. Oh yeah, here we go. I had to break all the pieces down. You know, it took me a while, but I was sitting here and I was like, in order for you to get it right the first time, your best bet is a mesh. This is just me importing myself so I can do a comparison that if I was inside of this astronaut suit, how tall would I be and where would my head be sticking out, you know, stuff like that, so I can get a good reference. Because when I imported this suit, it was huge. And I was like, oh man, this is not the Hulkbuster suit. This is just an astronaut suit. So I broke everything down into different parts and different pieces and stuff like that, like the vest and stuff like that. And I imported it separately into MetaTailor. And I got, well, this is a different import, but when I imported it as one mesh, I realized that when I did a test, a stress test, or walking, or even the one that I do the most, let that load up. Sometimes it takes a while to load up, especially when you have a lot of like high poly count here, because this looks high poly and it looks disgusting too. Because I'm, you know, the texture's not on it, but it looks good. I mean, this is just my metahuman, and I put a whole bunch of things separate on them. And if I tell you the truth, I was kind of rushing it, but if I had took my time, I'm sure that I would have probably done it better. But this is just like the first couple days of me playing around with MetaTailor. You see, don't mind that part. The book bag is supposed to be all the way down here, and the crazy part is, before, when I imported this book bag, no matter how much I put this book bag upright, as soon as I play the animation, the book bag will be slanted and it'll be all over the place. So this is one issue that I had with MetaTailor, but I say it's the way I exported it and the way I imported it, and I think I could have put a little bit more time and love into it. Now, this astronaut did, as you can see, came with these little breathing apparatus straps on him, and I removed those and put those separate because I noticed when I put that on there, it would not have like flowed like cloth. His arms would be going through it, so it'd be a stiffer mesh. And then when I tried to simulate like cloth or whatever, it was acting up because I think the way that this thing was modeled. So I had to remove this. And then now I see in their demo of why they didn't have that as well. If you look at MetaTailor's website and you see the astronaut, they too put it together, but the astronaut did not have those things as well. You get what I'm saying? Let's see if I can rewind it or refresh it. And if you can get a quick glimpse at the astronaut, they removed it too because it was like a little, see, that's gone too. So I'm like, oh, I get it too. But they did a great job with this one right here, if you get what I'm saying. You know, I'm trying not to make this video extra long. I'm just messing around. And then I take these parts, and then when I'm done with them, I would put them right back into Unreal Engine, because like I said, I've been using Unreal Engine a lot. This one right here, before I go to the what's this? Okay, never seen that before. All right, let me just go back to it. What the hell, did it just close on me? Oh, give me 1 minute. Let me see if it just closed on me, which I think it did. All right, I guess Metatailor closed on me. I guess, funny thing about it, I was going to go to Unreal Engine real quick, but I guess, oops, I guess I can just go to Unreal Engine. So this is the result of me taking most of those versions of me with different clothes on, because you know, when I do my little animation with my MetaHuman, I don't want to use the MetaHuman clothes that they gave me. It's kind of whack, you know what I mean? See these jeans right here? I went back into Metatailor and made them a little less tighter. Not because they look like tights. They're supposed to be jeans, but I made it too tight. That was the first model I did. And then I just decided to keep going and seeing how far I can take it. You got Vegeta Mike. You got Black Superman Mike. Oh, don't mess with Homelander Mike. Don't mess with Bordark Mike. You know, and mess with me. But this is just a fun to play around with. I still got 2 weeks left on the trial. I decided to do this video just for the hell of it, just so I could give my little review, my thoughts on Metatailor. And I don't have a $10 for the first month discount code. I'm not fly like that. But you should go over to the website that I was telling you about. Let me see before I say. Yeah, go to this guy, Virtual Product Production Insider, and in his video he has like a discount code, and hopefully it's still active and you can use his discount code to get $10 for the month. And I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Even though it freezes up a couple times and it hangs, I still say that they're still working on a lot of things and they're not leaving the program hanging. You know, there's a couple of things that I would love to talk about, but I don't want to make this video way too long because it's already been going long now. I would say like what? I would say about 22 minutes. That's way too long, but I just wanted to point that out so you guys can check it out. Tell me what you think, if you have any questions, and if you want me to do a tutorial on step by step on how I put this together, let me know. I'll do it, you know, because these days, you know, nobody cares about videos anymore. They care about other things, so I didn't think nobody would care. But if you do care, holla at your boy. And we'll talk next time.